The story of the Rothschild family is a narrative of extraordinary financial power and influence that shaped the course of European history. This powerful dynasty's ascent to wealth begins with Meyer Amschel Rothschild, born in 1744 in the Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt, Germany. From humble beginnings, Meyer laid the groundwork for what would become the most influential banking empire in history. In the late 18th century, Meyer Amschel Rothschild established a small banking business in Frankfurt, gaining favor with German nobility, particularly the Landgrave William IX of Hesse-Kassel. This relationship proved pivotal in 1806, when William IX was forced to flee Napoleon's advancing forces. Before leaving, he entrusted Meyer with a substantial portion of his fortune, estimated at over $3 million in today's terms, to safeguard and invest. Meyer not only preserved this wealth, but also grew it significantly, demonstrating his financial prowess. The year 1810 marked a critical turning point for the Rothschild family. Meyer formally established the banking firm M.A. Rothschild & Sons and began positioning his 5 sons strategically across Europe. Amschel stayed in Frankfurt, Salomon went to Vienna, Nathan to London, Kalman Karl to Naples, and Jacob James to Paris. This strategic deployment created a tightly knit, family-controlled network of banks across the continent, allowing the Rothschilds to dominate European finance in the 19th century. Perhaps the most legendary tale of Rothschild influence centers on Nathan Meyer Rothschild in London. By the early 19th century, Nathan had already established himself as one of the most powerful bankers in Britain. His moment of triumph came during the Napoleonic Wars, particularly around the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. As the battle raged, Nathan positioned himself to exploit the outcome, regardless of who emerged victorious. Thanks to his extensive network of couriers, Nathan received early news of Napoleon's defeat hours before official sources. He capitalized on this information by engaging in a bold and risky financial maneuver. He sold a large amount of British government bonds, creating a temporary panic in the London markets. Once prices plummeted, he quietly bought back the bonds at a much lower price. When the victory was confirmed, the value of the bonds soared, netting him and the family an immense profit. This event not only demonstrated Nathan's financial acumen, but also solidified the Rothschilds' reputation as the masters of information and finance. By the 1820s, the Rothschilds were the preeminent banking family in Europe, financing governments, wars, and infrastructure projects on an unprecedented scale. They were instrumental in funding the British war effort against Napoleon, as well as the subsequent peace settlements. In 1825, when the Bank of England faced a liquidity crisis, it was Nathan Rothschild who provided the necessary funds to avert disaster, further cementing his influence over British financial affairs. The Rothschilds' power was not limited to the United Kingdom. In 1831, the French branch of the family, led by James Jacob Rothschild, played a crucial role in financing King Louis Philippe's rise to power, ensuring the stability of the July monarchy. In Austria, Salomon Rothschild became a key financial advisor to the Austrian Empire, orchestrating large-scale loans that funded the empire's expansion and military campaigns. By 1835, the family had established a significant presence in nearly every major European capital, with their influence reaching as far as the Ottoman Empire and beyond. During the mid-19th century, the Rothschilds expanded their interests beyond traditional banking. They were deeply involved in the financing and development of Europe's burgeoning railway networks, which were crucial for economic growth. For instance, in 1837, James Rothschild funded the construction of the first major railway in France, the Chemin de Fer du Nord, which connected Paris to the northern regions and eventually to Belgium. This investment was not just financially lucrative, it also increased the Rothschilds' political leverage across Europe. The family also invested heavily in mining, particularly in Spain, where they acquired large stakes in the Spanish copper mines during the 1830s and 1840s. These mines were among the most productive in Europe, further enhancing the Rothschilds' wealth and influence. Additionally, they were involved in the trade of precious metals, particularly gold, which was essential for maintaining their vast financial network. By the mid-19th century, the Rothschilds had reached the zenith of their power. Their control over European finance was so extensive that they were often referred to as the bankers of Europe. They were instrumental in shaping the continent's economic policies and were key players in international diplomacy. Their influence was such that when European governments sought to negotiate peace treaties or finance wars, they often consulted the Rothschilds first. However, as the 19th century drew to a close, the family's dominance began to wane. The rise of other banking families, the nationalization of the central bank, and the changing political landscape of Europe, especially following the revolutions of 1848 and the unification of Germany in 1871, gradually eroded their influence. By the time of World War I, the global financial landscape had shifted, and the Rothschilds' relative power had diminished. Today, the Rothschild family no longer holds the same level of global dominance, but their legacy endures. The family remains active in banking, particularly through Rothschild and Company, which is headquartered in Paris and London. They have diversified their holdings into areas such as wine production, real estate, and philanthropy. Despite the dilution of their financial empire, the Rothschild name continues to be synonymous with wealth, power, and influence. The Rothschilds' legacy is not just one of vast wealth, but of strategic foresight, adaptability, and an unparalleled ability to navigate the complexities of international finance. Their story is a testament to how one family, through a combination of intelligence, timing, and innovation, was able to shape the course of history. Like and subscribe for more in-depth historical stories.